fucking metal show. Welcome to Big Beats fucking metal show.
Yo, what up, and welcome back to Big Pete's Metal Show. And I'm still not screaming it because of my lip. I could talk a little bit better than I could talk yesterday. If you want to see what happened with this, which you probably don't because you're one of the 10 people that watch this, you can check out the most recent video I uploaded about the Anthrax concert. Long story short, I got my lip busted. But today, we're going to be counting down the top 10 albums of 1991, plus honorable mentions. So, with Rick here, let's get into it. Shall we, Rick? Alright, starting off with number 10, we got Out of Order by Nuclear Assault. And, which is probably one of their least best albums. Something Wicked from 93 I think is a little bit better than this. But it's the last one with Dan Lilker, at least for a while, so and I still really like it. I enjoy this album a lot, so it makes it number 10 on my list. I'm going to try and keep this a little short because I don't want to talk too much, because I don't want it to bother my fucking fucked up lip. Right, Ricky? Right, Ricky? Number 9, we got Entombed with Clandestine. I think that's how you pronounce it. Even though they had a different vocalist on this record, I still enjoy it very much, just almost as much as Left Hand Path. It's a very good album, good sophomore album, good heavy fucking death metal tunes. Alright, Rick is leaving. He will not join us for the rest of this. He's a bit of a pain in the ass. Bye, Ricky. Say bye. Number 8, we got Carcass with Necroticism Descanting the whatever the fuck. Okay, it's this album. I don't like Carcass. The fact that they made this awesome album that I can't pronounce the name of, but this is just fucking, it's a great album. 90s death metal. Fucking, it's super good tunes. You know, I wish I could tell you the album title, but I can't fucking pronounce it to save my life. Number 7, we got The Human Factor with Metal Church. I think this is the only album where they don't display the Metal Church logo on the cover. Yeah, they're kind of all like laying down looking up at the stars with a bunch of candles. It's pretty gay, but good album. Good album regardless. Love Mike Howe on the vocals. Coming in at number 6, I got Sepultura's Arise. Now, I might regret putting this where I did later on, but I do very much enjoy this album. I think it should have been a little bit higher now that I'm recording this. It should have been like number 5 or 4. Anyway, great album. Fucking heavy as shit, groove metal. A little bit of a change in style from their previous 2 albums, Schizophrenia and Beneath the Remains. But moving on to number 5, I got The Mighty Death with Human. And every single album that this band, Chuck Schuldiner, released after they just build on, it would take what was awesome about the first one and just build onto it with even more awesome little motifs and features until, you know, we get to the epic epitome of Death's music and Sound of Perseverance. But this was right in the middle of their discography, Human, and it is a very, very heavy, very awesome, amazing record, and I play the shit out of it. I listen to it when I take showers. I sing along in the shower. Yeah. Number 4, we got the mighty, the underrated, the all-time awesome Armored Saint with their 4th album, which their last album they took for almost a 10-year hiatus, Symbol of Salvation. The whole album, every single song is fantastic. They got a bunch of their recognizable hits like Last Train Home, Rain of Fire, and I believe I heard somewhere that the band is going on tour this year, playing this whole album live. But that will be cool. So that brings us to number 3, and how could we not talk about Dream Theater's Images and Words, which in the early 90s was like a prog metal masterpiece and still holds up to this day. I thoroughly enjoy, their long. Dream Theater is probably one of the only bands where I like listening to the really long songs. I enjoy them because of their prog elements. They make it interesting. They make it fun to listen to. And that Images and Words, the band just went on a 25th anniversary tour or something. They played the whole album live, I believe. Anyway, it's just a phenomenal record, and yeah. Coming in at number 2. Now, I debated on whether this should be number 1 or not, but I do believe it takes its rightful place at number 2, and that is, of course, Metallica's The Black Album. Now, I put this at number 2 simply because Enter Sandman and Nothing Else Matters are overplayed as shit on the radio, and I just can't. I don't really like that. I like those songs, but Metallica is one of my all-time favorite bands. But I just some of the songs on this album are beaten to death on the radio still today, and I just can't. I can't put that at number 1 because it's just like, oh yeah, we get it, yeah, okay. Otherwise it's a fantastic album. There's some really good, there's songs on there that aren't the hit singles that are just phenomenal, and I do love that album very much. And of course it's not as heavy as their previous discography. That's where a lot of people say Metallica sold out, but I think they can fuck themselves because it's a good album. It's number 2 on the fucking list, my list. But before we get to number 1, let me run through these pretty quick here. We got a couple honorable mentions. We got Ozzy Osbourne's No More Tears. We got Van Halen's Fuck. It's basically fucking 4F, Unlawful U, Carnal C, K, Knowledge, or Unlawful Carnal Knowledge. Fuck. And we got Cannibal Corpse, Butchered at Birth. Brutal record. Pretty fucking brutal. Couldn't find a spot for it on the list though. If I did a top 20, it would have made it in. However, that brings us to number 1, and this band has gotten number 2s, number 3s. In all the previous lists, they finally get their number 1 spot, and well-deserved number 1 spot, for one of their all-time epic masterpieces, and this is, of course, Horoscope by the almighty Overkill. And there's not a single bad song, a filler, or nothing on this album. Every single song is just mind-blowing. It's thrashy, and this goes beyond thrash sometimes. It goes into fucking slower, doomier, groovier. It hits new territories for other than thrash, while still being a very much predominantly thrash record. Bobby Blitz as a frontman is just at the pinnacle of his abilities on this album, and Overkill truly takes their spot at the number 1 album of 1991 with Horoscope. I love that album so much. I'm gonna shut up now. I sound like a broken fucking record. And I love Overkill. We got the Overkill patch right here from when I saw them. But yes, let's close the video, shall we? This has been the top 10, my top 10. Doesn't have to be your top 10. My top 10 of 1991 albums, and yeah. So my lip is fucked up, and it hurts. Just talking at the end of this video, we're talking for fucking what did the last 8-9 minutes is. My lip hurts. So yeah, thanks. Why do I do this to myself? That'll be it for today. I'm leaving, so keep it metal and stay brutal.